Maria Goretti exemplifies the virtue of forgiveness even in the face of mortal injury. So Alessandro Serenelli was her neighbor, and he wanted to do immodest, unchaste things with Maria Goretti, and she said, "No, I will not allow this to happen. You can't do this because you'll go to hell if you do this." And she fought and screamed and said, "No, we can't do this." And Alessandro got so angry that he took an awl and he stabbed her. I think it was 14 times. And she was mortally wounded, and St. Maria Goretti was taken to the hospital. And on her dying, with her dying breaths, she asked everyone to forgive Alessandro, and she hoped and she prayed that he would be with her in heaven, and then she died. It's a beautiful story of forgiveness, but it doesn't end there, because years later, Alessandro did have that conversion moment, and he came and he knocked on the door of Assunta Carlini, who is Maria Goretti's mother, and he begged her for her forgiveness. And Assunta forgave Alessandro, and they began speaking to each other. They began sharing forgiveness, sharing the virtue of forgiveness with the world in this situation. And years later, when St. Maria Goretti was canonized as a saint, Alessandro and Assunta were there together in St. Peter's Square for the canonization. He attended the canonization with the mother of the young girl that he murdered. He had a complete 180, and he embraced a life of virtue. And I think the whole story is beautiful. St. Maria Goretti's forgiveness is beautiful. Alessandro's repentance and return to ask for that forgiveness is beautiful. Assunta's giving that forgiveness to Alessandro, and then them together celebrating the sanctity, the canonization of St. Maria Goretti. And one can only hope and pray that Alessandro is in heaven, and that Maria Goretti received her wish, and that her and Alessandro are there in heaven together.